What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Cody Campbell with High Ground Gaming. Today we are unboxing and reviewing the AOC GH401 wireless gaming headset. I'm going to start by walking you through the specs, then we'll open it up. I'll let you take a look at what's in the box. After that, we'll go to the review portion where I'll give you my thoughts on it, and then from there we'll go to High Ground Gaming's final score. Stick around. So the GH401 utilizes a 2.4 gigahertz connection via a USB dongle. It also has a detachable 3.5 millimeter wired connection. Wirelessly, it's connected with the PC, Mac, PS4, PS5, and the Nintendo Switch. Wired, it works with all those things, but it also works with the Xbox One, Xbox Series S, X, and the mobile devices. Those do not work wirelessly. It has a detachable, noise-canceling, unidirectional microphone. It has 2.0 stereo sound with 50 millimeter drivers, 16 hours of battery life, and an aluminum frame. That's about it for the specs though, so let's go ahead and open it up. We've got this plastic casing, keep it nice and secure in there. So we've got instructions. Here's the USB dongle, little protective cap on there. Then we've got the 3.5 millimeter auxiliary cord and a USB Type-C to USB Type-A charging cable. All right, now let's take this plastic bag off and take a look at it. So here's the microphone. It's just got kind of a wired, does not like to hold its shape very well. That's not good. I mean, it seems to be in kind of generally the right position. Yeah, it's a little close to my mouth. Like I want to be able to move it aside if I want, but all right. It's interesting that the instructions have a picture of it not having like this pop filter on it, but all right. But that's removable. Right? Ugh. Wow, it's really stuck in there. All right, I swear that the website said it was removable. Yeah, it says detachable noise canceling microphone right on the box. So it must be removable. I'm scared I'm gonna break it though. Okay, that is not moving. It's not even twisting. Oh, wait guys, wait, I got it out. All right. It is removable. It was just in there so tight. I didn't think it could be removed, but okay, now it's coming in and out really easily. Okay. It was just really stuck in there. I was worried I was gonna break it pulling on it. Okay, so it is detachable. That's good. Comfort-wise, they're pretty nice. My ears just barely fit in here. I think if you got bigger ears than me, then you might have some issues, but it is pretty comfortable. It's not squeezing my head super tight, but it also feels pretty secure. I think overall they look pretty nice. They do look like a lot of other headsets that are already on the market with the red aluminum and the red stitching and the black overall design, but they're not bad. I would say that they're kind of trying to look like HyperX here because these do look a lot like a HyperX headset, like the Cloud 2s or something like that. But AOC always uses red accents on all their stuff. This is pretty common for them. So the leatherette feels really comfortable. It's very soft. The padding feels nice. The top padding feels nice as well. They've got some memory foam padding up here between the aluminum plate and the top of your head. On the side, we've got a power button here, the USB Type-C charging port, the 3.5 millimeter auxiliary cable port. We've got a microphone mute button, and then volume control on the side there. And I like that volume control dial. It feels nice and tight. It's not super loose like some of them are, so it's not gonna slip on its own. So that's good. I use a wireless headset. I use the Arctis 7s, and they're pretty heavy, and I always assumed that was because it has a battery in them. But these are pretty light. These are very lightweight and comfortable on my head, so that is a pro. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hook these up to my PC. I'm gonna play some Elden Ring, and we'll be right back with the review section. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. I've had some time to play around with the AOC GH401, and I'm ready to talk about it. But real quick, hit the like and subscribe button if you would. I'd appreciate it. All right, let's dive in by talking about the build quality. This headset is light, it is comfortable, and it is secure. It fits my head pretty well, but it also actually fits my wife's head pretty well, even though her head is very small and my head is quite large. And that's largely because of the adjustable aluminum headband. Now, I'm not saying this is gonna fit everyone's head, but I do feel like it fits a pretty good sized range. And so that is nice. There's also a little extra breathing room on the top here because of the memory foam padding. The ear cups are made of a very soft leatherette that's really comfortable on the skin. It doesn't really breathe, but in my personal opinion, I go for leatherette every single time because I feel like having a nice soft leatherette on the skin is more important than breathability. In my personal experience, that's my preference. I've found that a lot of those breathable ear cups are quite scratchy and irritating to have on, so I don't really like those. Now, if you watched the unboxing section, you probably saw me struggling to get the microphone out that first time, but it is removable. It does go in and out pretty easily now, and so that's nice. Now let's talk about the wireless connectivity, since that's probably the main feature most people who buy a wireless headset are interested in. It works with the 2.4G using the USB dongle, and it couldn't be any easier. It really is just plug and play. You just plug this into the USB slot of whatever device you're using, you turn the headset on, and a second later, you're connected. I tested it out on the Nintendo Switch, and I tested it out on my PC, and it worked really, really well with both. I had really no sound drop issues, no latency issues, no interference issues or anything like that. I got a really solid connection the whole time. There wasn't a listed range for the signal, but I actually plugged it into my PC, which is in one corner of my house, went about 30 feet to the front door, and that's about where it started cutting out for me. And there aren't a lot of walls between here and there, so I think about 30 feet is close to the range of this, which is good. You're probably not going to need to go more than 30 feet away from the display of whatever device it is that you have these plugged into. Next up, let's talk about the actual audio quality. Now, the sound in these things is pretty good. Obviously, it's not the best I've ever heard. It's not going to compare to a $300 set of Bose or something like that, but there's pretty decent highs, mids, and lows, all good. The bass is pretty solid on these for those who are interested in that. Not the best, again, but pretty good. I found that I had no complaints. It was a really nice audio experience for games, movies, music, pretty much everything I tried to use them for. Now, while the sound quality was pretty good for all of those things, there was a bit of an issue when it comes to gaming, and that comes down to directionality. These are 2.0 stereo headphones. That means that it's got sound coming from two directions, left and right. So when you're wearing these headphones and you're playing a game like, say, Valorant or CSGO, or even a single-player campaign game like Resident Evil or like Elden Ring, which is what I tested this out playing, you're only going to be able to hear if enemies are on your left or your right. That is the complete range of directionality with these. And so if you hear footsteps to your left, you're just going to know that they're somewhere in that 180-degree spectrum. Other headsets have things like surround sound, so you can get more pinpoint directionality. So I can know that they're coming from, roughly this angle as opposed to just somewhere on the left. That isn't going to be the end of the world for a lot of gamers, probably not even most gamers, but it is something that's definitely worth considering if you're going to buy this headset. I played a lot of Elden Ring with it because that's the new hot game that I've been playing a lot, and I just wanted to see how it worked in this. And honestly, it never really came up as an issue. I do think competitive shooters like Overwatch and Valorant and stuff like that, you're definitely going to have more of an issue. That's where that becomes really important. And if those are the kinds of games that you're looking to play, this might not be the headset for you. The other issue with audio quality is the fact that I was getting some buzzing when the volume was turned all the way up on this. When I was playing this on the Switch, I didn't have the volume on the Switch all the way up, so I turned the volume all the way up on the headset to sort of compensate for that. And as I had it all the way up, I started noticing this faint buzzing sound. And I didn't notice it right away, but then once I did, it was really starting to drive me crazy. So I just went into my switch options. I turned the switch volume all the way up so that I could turn this down. And anything in the lower 75% of the audio on this, that buzzing is not noticeable to me, at least. If you're hypersensitive to that sort of thing, that might be something to look out for. But I didn't think it was that much of a problem. When I put it on my PC, again, I had the volume all the way up on the PC, and so I never really had to make it into the top 50% of the volume on the headset. They are quite loud when the object they're streaming from is at max. So I don't think in the long term it would have been a problem to me. I would have known that I just need to turn the volume all the way up on the device, and then I'd be able to have a working range of volume on here where I wouldn't really encounter that buzzing. But if you like to listen to things really, really loud, like you want to see the max settings on this, or if you're the kind of person who's just really, really sensitive to those frequencies, then I maybe would consider getting a different headset. Now, onto the microphone quality. The microphone is probably the weakest thing about this headset, which really sucks. First of all, the actual structure of the microphone, I kind of talked about this a bit when I was making the video. It doesn't really want to stay where you put it that much. It sort of bounces right back to sort of a straight position. Now you can get it where you want it. You have to do it like 2 or 3 times and sort of work it into the position that you want it to be. And you can get it there, and that's okay. It's not bad, but it's just an extra thing. And also whenever you take it off and set it aside, it's just going to go back to being straight. And then you're going to have to do that again next time you want to use it. But that isn't the worst of it. The worst of it is the fact that it just sounds terrible. I did a recording with it. Check it out.
So here's the audio on the microphone. As you can tell, it's pretty tinny, and every once in a while on a lot of the testing that I've done, this sort of clicking sound keeps coming in, and I'm not really sure where that's coming from, because that's not from in the room. That's something that the mic is doing on its own. It also picks up on quite a bit of white noise, and just generally not the best sound quality.
So that's pretty bad, right? I actually wonder if it's possible that because this was so jammed in here when I got it, if somehow it broke or damaged something inside this headset. Maybe in shipping it got jammed or knocked or something like that, because it did come with the microphone already attached in there. And I just can't imagine that this is the audio quality that they're sending out. That is so tinny, and there's that clicking sound that's just awful. I mean, your teammates are going to be able to understand you probably, which is about the best I can say for it, but otherwise it's just going to sound like hot garbage. I would not use this headset for anything like Twitch streaming or YouTube or anything like that. That is for sure. But with all that out of the way, let's get down to the verdict. So the GH401 MSRP's at $79.99. That isn't the worst price, but it actually puts it right in range of some pretty stark competition. The Razer Barracuda X, the Corsair AS70 Pro, and the HyperX Cloud Stinger are all 2.4 gigahertz wireless connectable headsets. They're all $79.99, and they all have options for 7.1 surround sound. And I can't imagine any of them having a microphone that really sounds worse than this, even though I have not personally tested those headsets. The reviews on all of them are quite good as well. I also want to mention real quick that this is supposed to have software. On the website, they advertise the G-Hub software is supposed to be able to interface with this headset. But every time I tried to download it over the 2 weeks that I had this, I clicked the link and I got a page not found. So I never really got to test that software, and I can't really speak to any features that it might have offered, but that would have only been on the PC version. Nintendo Switch and PlayStation would not have been able to interface with it anyways. So with all that in mind, we are giving this a 2.9 out of 5. It might have gotten a slightly better score if the mic quality was better, or if we had been able to test the software. But in truth, I don't think it would have been much higher, because the fact that it doesn't offer surround sound while all of its competitors do is kind of a bummer. It's not that this headset is bad so much as there's just not a lot of reason to buy it when better headsets are available at the same price. But go ahead and leave a link in the comments. If you own this headset, please let us know if you had a different experience, if your microphone sounds better, or if you managed to access the software, and let our viewers know what kind of features that you found on there. If you're thinking about getting a wireless headset, go ahead and leave a comment letting us know which one and why. While you're at it, please hit the like and subscribe button. We've got more content coming real soon, and we'd hate for you to miss any of it. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Happy gaming.